Hello, the internet. This week, do I have a poltergeist or an angry toddler? Yeah, he had plenty of warning that I was going to, I'm going to be leaving the room soon. 5-minute warning. I need to leave to do the Tuesday night stream. Okay, sweetie, I love you. Good night. He goes in my face perfectly calmly, and then the second I leave the room, he's throwing a tantrum. So meanwhile, let me go on the Facebooks and tag
Okay.
you. Oh wait, I don't really need to tag people. I can just share this with people. Send in Messenger to you. You. Oh wait, not you. You. Let's see. Nope, that's me. And you. And do I have... I don't have that person. No. Okay. On this account. All right. That's fine. And we're going to go to WordPress. Oh, it's already on Working Angels. That's very convenient. So, I had replaced my phone previously because it broke. It told me reading fanfic. And then the next phone I got, it did this really cool thing where it just auto backed up everything, or just auto restored all of my settings, everything. Like I still had to sign in to all my apps and everything. And I ended up dumping a couple apps because I couldn't remember what I had signed in with them with before. And then after reaching like 85% storage usage, I had to upgrade again. And got the next in the line, same, phone brand, just like the 64 gig version. And since the other one works perfectly well, I scrubbed it, I factory reset it, and then I changed the accessibility settings so that everything is the biggest possible, and then I'm going to give it to my dad. I already added it to my phone plan. And then he just has to give them his information for EBT in order to receive a discount, so I don't actually have to pay for that line. So, okay. We're on chapter 17. And where we left off, we went on a big-ass, long-ass fucking rant about how being not like the other girls is kind of a pretentious and stupid thing to say.
Yeah. And childish.
Pretentious, stupid, and childish.
Yeah. It's like, yes, if you are currently in high school now, Oh.
Is that the DoorDash?
Hello? Hi, Mom. Hi, Ray. Hi, Uncle Carl. I'm sorry. I'm on my video call now. Yeah, we'll talk more later. Love you. Bye-bye. Sorry, my mom and my younger brother are on a trip, so
okay, that's
I wasn't
interesting.
able to call them earlier because they were busy.
Oh, all right. And you're scheduled to call them at 8?
I'm probably gonna be calling my dad at 8. He didn't go with them.
Ah, I see. Okay.
But I don't know. I might call them instead.
You could call them both and have like a 3-way call.
Oh yeah.
I remember how I figured out 3-way calling was a thing on cell phone. Okay, and you were there for this, Piffy, because you were actually on the call at the time. There was this guy I had been dating. And he liked me more than I liked him. And Piffy really didn't like him because he reminded her of someone else she didn't really like at the time. And I like I was really bad at like breaking up with people, like just being direct about it cuz
Mhm.
I don't know, I was just really bad at it. So I had him on the line and then I was like, okay, yeah, please hold. I called Piffy and then I accidentally pressed the button twice and ended up on a three-way call discussing with Piffy how I was going to dump this guy. And
Oh
then his
no!
voice comes on the line and says, oh, you just did. And I was like, oh.
Whoops.
Yeah. And then when I transferred schools, he actually ended up going to the same one. And he like wanted to get together, but in a way where it was like more he was curious about what would happen more than that he actually liked me, which quickly became apparent.
Mm.
Uh and then like he hooked up with another classmate and then they both kind of got me in trouble for Ash related shenanigans
Mm.
that I had like no idea what like I was doing what I had been asked to do and I didn't understand the moral or legal weight of what I'd been asked to do.
Mm.
So that was not a great time. But anyway, yes, three-way calling exists.
Mm.
And you guys can look forward to more of those tangents because let's see. Oh, let me exit out of Messenger actually. Yeah, we'll do entire screen. Why not? Look at this monstrosity over one line. But I did find that meme I was looking for
Mm.
most of last stream.
Yes.
I'm good because I fight and eat. Yes.
Hi, twin. Yes, you're a good girl.
Hello,
Sorry.
20.
Hi, twin. I don't know why you're pawing and shooting my foot.
Probably for the same reason Lucius is kicking the door and screaming.
Good point.
Okay. There was nothing wrong with romance, and she liked it just as much as the next woman, but she's not like the other girls. She liked it as much as the next one. Okay. Oh, yes. And then these. Let's see. Kat describing herself in narration as not like the other girls in the hopes that Nathaniel's writer will pick up on her not being like the other girls, which brings us to this. Your significant other calls you special because you're different from the other girls. If you're not like the other girls is a compliment, what does it say about other girls? When a compliment explicitly states that someone is desirable because they aren't like everyone else, isn't that just saying everyone else is inferior to that person? Yes, my spouse says it all the time.
Yeah, like
And it's because
putting others down is a real compliment.
Yeah. And overarchingly, this statement also sets a precedent for pitting women against one another while also reinforcing sexist dated gender stereotypes. Although in Loki's case, when he says I'm not like other girls or I'm not like other women, what he means is that he's had universally bad experience with the women in his life, mostly being, people his father was involved with.
Mm.
And there were some patterns there. So that's what he means. But like, it doesn't make it better. It explains it, but it doesn't excuse it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like other girls is an enforcer of regressive gender stereotypes, and to spell it out for you, it's not a compliment. And honestly, what's so bad about being like other girls anyway? They're talented, they're beautiful, they're opinionated, and there's so much to learn from them. Yeah, really.
Unless they're being a huge asshole and treating you like you're subhuman. But
okay, true. But once I became an adult and actually began making friends with women, like when I joined online spaces and met girls and women who had similar backstories to me. I made friends with some of my ex's other exes. I've made friends with like just this amazing array of people, most of whom are women, and a lot of them have this positive mindset of building each other up, supporting each other. And it really changed my mindset um, from where it was in high school. So it's like, yeah, a bunch of negative experiences will, being othered will make you feel othered, but on the other
Yeah.
hand, having a lot of positive experiences can also kind of even that out a bit.
Yeah. I know a lot of fantastic women who are not assholes and treat me with dignity,
Yeah, and it probably part of it is like they were taught, and again, this is explaining, not excusing, but from my perspective, like my grandmother taught me that there was a right way to be a girl. And so they were taught that there is a right way to be a girl as well. And then seeing somebody breaking the rules when they weren't allowed to break those rules at home probably infuriated them.
Mm.
So and again, that's not something that you should have suffered for. It's just, there's a lot of people who think, well, how come she can get away with doing that? I can't get away with doing that.
Mm.
Anyway, Kat cuddled up to Nathaniel and smiled over at him before setting one hand lightly against his thigh. Ma'am, you just met.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember we got here, but I'm going to keep going because I added some stuff after you left.
Okay.
She may very well be a flirt and know how to do it well, but she wasn't easy. Good for her, I guess. Does anyone care? No, this is just random generalized slut-shaming out of nowhere. And she made sure to keep a decent amount of space between them while putting her hand on his upper leg and still cuddling against his side. And then you said, I don't think you know what space between them means. She'll write one thing and she'll write the exact opposite of that immediately afterwards. Oh, yeah, we should do DOF at some point this week. If he was a gentleman like he had been this whole night so far, he would understand. Will understand your mixed messages? I'm too sober to understand those. I do not give mixed signals. Also her. American, English, French toast made in China.
I don't actually recognize that flag up top.
Spain.
With a Spanish flag, and then this is a language, and then this is Japanese, and then this is a pizza. Up here.
I don't know what this product is.
The longer I look at it, the more contradictions I see, and the funnier it is. I do not give any mixed signals. And I mean, it's sexist and it's a generalization, but in this case, it applies.
Yeah.
And you can also very easily edit this to say him or them.
Yeah.
Cat had standards and claws. Hey, give back claw. Do you have any idea how much time I spent crafting my twin blades? Cat, you're dating this guy because you're being paid to. I don't think you get to say you have standards in this situation. Unless she means she has too high standards to fuck him, in which case no one's expecting her to. Trent's pimping out his sister, but not that much. See, Trent wrapped his arm around Rebecca and slipped her ring on for her. The heart-shaped blue diamond, just like the heart of the ocean, surrounded by smaller white diamonds, sparkled impressively under the theater lights. Oh, shit. Did I ever put my ring back the other night? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Mine isn't heart-shaped. It's just pretty. The shade of blue was perfect for Rebecca, and it exactly matched the turtleneck he'd lent her. She couldn't believe this was real. All of it was real. Trent had asked her to marry him, and she'd said yes.
Thank you for the recap.
Yeah, we kind of needed it after that 30-minute tangent on stream. As you saw that beautiful deep blue heart-shaped diamond ring on her finger, she felt such a deep love and a connection with him that she'd never felt with anyone else.
You
And
know
again,
how
I'm gonna point out that he did just propose marriage to her, so it's justified. But she still does this all the time, so I'm still gonna point it out. Sorry, what?
also, you know what we were saying earlier about how you can't really compliment someone just by putting other people down?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and she does that all the time with her love interest too.
Go get him.
Like,
He's got your goodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we've even pointed this out before too, that it's incongruous with canon. Was this what true love felt like? What a wonderful, powerful, indescribable feeling. For science, I asked AI what true love feels like, and it regurgitated a bunch of cliches.
Hmm.
And then this is what it said. You can like go back to the previous stream if you want to see it. Choosing not to regurgitate all those cliches was a good choice on Bex's part.
Yeah, but
Yes?
if your partner is like constantly talking about how like, oh man, you're so much better than all of my exes, that's a red flag. Hi, twin. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, Derek did that with me. And then later he said I was worse than all of them combined. So, you know, tell me how you really feel, asshole. Anyway, choosing not to regurgitate. Will you go and find our seats, my love? I'm just going to get our food. Sure. Oh, yeah. And then that thing with Nathaniel happened.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. So he says, would you send my friend in the slasher movie something healthy and dense? He just took medicine and is drinking on a nearly empty stomach, and he is a health nut. Please add it to my tab. Thank you. That's a little, it's extremely creepy. I'm actually impressed by what a responsible rapist he's being. Oh, yeah, I remember. I typed the first letter of her name, and you're like, oh, God, here comes Desmona to contradict me.
Yep.
And she did, but she didn't. She did, but she didn't. Like, she has a different point of view, but she didn't actually say that he's not being creepy.
Right. Honestly, I don't think creepiness is really on Desmoda's radar. She doesn't act like it's on her radar.
That's a very good point, and I've never noticed that before. Oh, speaking of which, I actually did. So Bath and Body Works was having a sale, and I got a whole bunch of like scent oil combinations for these special diffusers, and I got like a whole bunch of bubble baths and stuff. And I have a thread where I'm going over the characters, like the scents for each of the characters. And I was like, I'm forgetting someone, and it was her. I was forgetting Desmoda. Anyway, he's given up his right to be this level of intrusive. It'd be one thing if someone else was like, oh gosh, I need to make sure Nathaniel's eating right. And that person should be his date. Trent's picking up on his employees slacking that. And then we said, your take on it is better than my intention with it. Which is great because nothing actually changes except our perspectives.
Yay.
When the order was confirmed, Trent took his trays into the theater, quickly located his love, and sat down next to her. And where the hell is I have throat spray, so I can feel my voice is like, but I can't find it. Oh well, I'll find it later maybe. He handed her the food she'd ordered and rested his head on her shoulder briefly. He forgot to put his hand on her thigh in a non-easy keeping his distance.
And here I am, Louise, laughing again.
Are you ready for the maiden's voyage? He asked excitedly. She turned and kissed the top of his head. The top of his head? She's like...
He's also, like, resting his head on her shoulder. Isn't he a bit tall for that?
You know what? I'm going to let hers go because I forgot how height works.
Yeah, this is like he put his head on her shoulder? Isn't he a little tall for that?
Loki's done that before.
And
Loki's and my height difference is the same as Rebecca and Trent's.
Okay, that's fair.
Very much excited, my love. Sharing any moments with you is always special. Me special too. Whee! Oh, in Far Cry 5, my character is he's a blonde man, and he's also very, he's a terrible shot. He has horrible judgment, but he's a lot of fun. And so we just decided he's Trophy's human form torrent. Being Lydia and me. Because we've been playing Far Cry and ESO together like every night for the past couple weeks. So much fun. Anyway, Trent nestled against her. Just to warn you, I did look this movie up before I ordered tickets. There are a couple of dirty scenes, he said delicately. Now let's dig into our food so we can lay back and enjoy the movie together, he purred.
I feel like that's the kind of thing I'd tell somebody before we bought the tickets.
Yeah. Nathaniel smiled peacefully as Kat cuddled into him. He wasn't sure he wanted her hand on his thigh, but he didn't pull away. He liked this girl, but considering the reason he'd chosen a slasher film, he didn't want to be too stimulated, especially since he was already starting to feel the buzz from his mixed drugs. Angel dust. Oh, yeah. Oh, did I show you that picture of Loki borrowing my angel dust shirt? He just
Yeah, you did.
He picked a random black t-shirt off the ground and it happened to be my angel dust shirt. And I'm like, Loki, that's my angel dust shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts. I had to buy it special. He has this merchandise. And he's like, you borrow my clothes all the time. And I was like, yeah, but that's my angel dust shirt. You're really cute. Let me take a picture.
Aw. All right, calzones are here.
Woo! While you're getting those, let me see if Loki. Probably should not be doing this on camera. Let's see. Ha! 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 Ha!
You found it?
Yes. So I have a bag that has both medicine and fun things in it. And technically this is just medicine. If I was a different kind of person, it would be both. Anyway, I was hoping it would be in there. And then I just remembered there's another one in the bathroom. All right. Let me know when you're back.
I am back.
And looking at the screen.
And looking at the screen.
Just thought I'd check. He cozied into his seat a little more. Just as the previews ended, a waiter came in with a tray of food for Nathaniel. I didn't order anything, he said, frowning. Your friend ordered this. It's already been paid for, said the waiter, handing him the tray and walking off. Oh, sweet, free food. Nathaniel looked down at the food. Chicken wings and grilled vegetables? Not bad. The salad really hadn't been substantial enough to support what else was in his system. Want some? He offered to Kat in a whisper. Kat was watching Nathaniel out of the corner of her eye. He seemed a little woozy, so she relaxed a little more when a waiter brought him over a tray of food that both looked and smelled so good. Hearing his offer, she nodded. Yes, please, thank. Okay, I'll strike hearing his offer. I don't think that's a role play thing.
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me. WordPress. Can you don't? Thank you. She took a few of the wings and nibbled on them as the movie began in earnest. Not bad. Not as bad as her family's cooking. First of all, Trent's a good cook. So I think she meant not as good as her
Yeah, especially with the rest of the sentence in context.
Yeah. Hey!
Hey!
Mean. That's mean. Okay. Oh, this should actually be pink lighted. Pinklit? Fuck it. Words exist. But they were tasty and practically fell off the bone. She left.
Yeah. Context. Yeah, she definitely means not as good.
She left the rest of the food for Nathaniel. That was a comma splice.
Shame.
I also don't like the way I spelled comma. Wait, what?
Shame. Comma splice shame corner.
We're not going to send her to the shame corner.
Okay.
I do the same thing. I'm just pointing it out because it happened. She didn't want him to have any complications from his previous actions. Tonight was supposed to be fun, and it had been thus far. No, it's been an embarrassing train wreck that I've been too embarrassed to read out loud. And my half is the half that I've been to, But, I mean, we were giggling over Messenger while we were doing it. Like, at no point was it, oh my God, so again, Mrs. Prince, you need to take it out. At no point was it like that. It was like, oh my God, what are they doing? I know, it's great. It's so funny. Rebecca giggled softly.
Oh.
At her fiance's words and nodded in agreement. Fiance, Trent wasn't her boyfriend anymore. I think it wasn't just.
Hi, twin. You're not allowed to have calzones. She's like, this is an injustice. I put my paw on the edge of the plate. You should give me notes on it.
Yeah, Lucius will do something similar. Like, okay, here's a food he's not supposed to have. Here's a food Lucius is not supposed to have sitting on the counter. Open. Alternatively, here is food that Lucius is not supposed to have in my hand. Okay, this is me. This is Lucius. This has been Life with a 2-year-old. And I'm not specifically shaming my kid. I think everybody's kid is like that.
Yeah. And, well, chinchillas are basically toddlers.
Yeah, hopefully Lucius will not still be acting like this.
At 12.
12 years. Oh
Yeah,
my,
she recently turned 12.
12 years from now. Yeah. Yes, happy belated anniversary and happy belated birthday to Twen.
Thank you.
I get on one of my accounts that I converted into a roleplay account, I get like memory notifications about the lead up to your wedding. So
Hmm.
all the like shopping and the hanging out at the hotel, and then there's a couple of pictures from the actual wedding. Good time.
Hmm.
But she turned her attentions to her food, which was heavenly. Trent's cooking was divine.
Who's that? And why did Trench cook him?
I have something to reply to that.
That must be why I immediately assumed that was the name.
We're not on speaking terms, and that person's never going to see this. So it was no comparison, but it was still so good. Want to try some? She asked. Let's. Yeah, lots of pink here. Looking over at him as she cut a small bite off and motioned to it with her fork. Is there more than one? I don't know. Is there more than one fork here? This seems like a weird way to go about things.
Hmm.
She motioned with her fork. What is the bite on? Is it like... Okay, I'm going to point that out, actually, because that just confused me. I wish I could type.
On the plate?
But she cut a small bite off and motioned to it. I would imagine it would be on the fork because, like, you put your fork here to steady it, and then you cut with the knife, and then it's still on the fork, right?
I mean, she may have stuck her fork on the wrong side.
That's so confusing. I'm just gonna leave it like this because different people probably do like have it like so that it's no longer on the fork once it's been cut. But that just feels weird to me. So anyway,
She might have also cut it with like the side of her fork instead of a knife.
yeah, I'll probably add that in to clarify because otherwise it's just confusing. It's really good, not as good as your cooking, but still. She smirked over at him. Why is she smirking?
Yeah. Elsa face. I don't know why she's Elsa facing.
Yeah, we just went over that. The macro pretty much says it. Trent accepted the bite that was offered to him. Not bad, he said agreeably. Would you like to try some of mine? He asked. Yes, please. Rebecca smiled, took the offered bite, and tilted her head before she nodded. This is what I'm imagining. Nods in studio shaft head tilt. Although I really like this shading here. That's different. Good, but different. She'd finished her meal and had settled down to watch the show with Trent leaning against him. I don't think they ordered anything particularly strange. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave it be. I'll probably like add it in if I reread it later.
Mm.
There we go. She had finished her meal in one go. That was quick. Excuse me. And had settled down to watch the show with Trent, leaning lightly against him. So I wrote out this description. I came up with it whole cloth, and I remember Bex mentioning she looked it up and couldn't find the movie, and I was like, yeah, that's because I just made it up.
Mm.
Anyway. Beautiful woman shipped out to sea on a luxury liner when she met a street-smart young man. They were smitten with each other after disdain to lover's slow burn. The actress sang and danced beautifully, and in the split-screen power ballad where they realized they were in love, Trent could have cried. It was so beautiful. He kept a tight hold on his fiance's delicate hand as they watched together. They told a story of love in the most realistic and moving way. The musical theater. No, Rebecca would think that. She's a musical theater nerd.
She lives in a musical.
She lives in a musical. She would think that.
I wonder, does that mean that most movies in that universe are also musicals? Just, because it's just realistic?
No. There's a couple that come up that were clearly invented for the show. But Trent also mentions Quentin Tarantino at one point. He says he doesn't like Tarantino. There's some movies that are mentioned that are definitely not musicals.
Okay.
But most of the ones that Rebecca watches and likes are.
Mm.
Let's see. Rebecca identified with the main female lead right away. Wanting a fresh...
As you do. Sorry, I usually find myself identifying with side characters.
Wanting a fresh start in life, leaving home behind, chasing her dreams, and then finding love when she wasn't looking for it. When was Rebecca not looking for love in the entirety of the show? There we go. All of it could have been read. Okay, so this does not need to their comma. Could have been read right out of a page of her life story. For a long while, she had been lost too, trying to find her way in a world she didn't fully understand, surrounding herself with things that were beautiful and people who were shallow. No, not really. to fill a hole within her that she swore would never be filled. No, not really. A frightening, frustrating path from which there had been no end. I didn't get that at all. Did we watch the same show? I don't think we did. Okay, anyway. Until she met him.
Wasn't she? Didn't she like freak out when she met him?
Yes. Somebody in class is paying attention. I'm not going to transcribe that, but
Yeah, I don't have anything against self-insert characters, but
she's a canon.
She's a canon.
If you want to write a self-insert, don't superimpose your self-insert over a canon.
Yes, that.
I had this exact same problem with Akumayani. I don't think Akumayani was a self-insert, though. I think she was just really badly executed.
Yeah, she was like an OC wearing a canon skin.
Yeah, she was an OC. She wasn't necessarily a self-insert. She was either an OC or she was like lavender brown in a Hermione suit. She stole a look over at Trent during one of the emotionally charged scenes, and her smile was sad yet soft, but in a happy way.
What? This does not give me any information on what her smile looks like.
Let's ask Boo. Smile was sad yet soft, but in a happy way. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Sure, I like that. I love AI. AI is a great tool. So, yeah, we can, whenever we don't know what something looked like what feelings was she feeling? What did that smile look like? We could just ask Boo. It's fantastic because, yeah, I think I pointed this out before. It cuts down on the time we spend screaming at the page, and it's more productive.
Yeah.
Like, we can just add that in and rewrite.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had fought her feelings for him, too.
Pushed him away and broken them both?
We really didn't watch the same show. In fact, one sec. Okay, good. Yeah. No, go away, honey. I don't need honey right now. I need my video. My probably most watched video. Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
She had pushed him and it broke every bone in his body. But
Let's see.
honestly, trying to not pay attention during DOF's H scenes is always the best idea.
Let's see. Oh. I have to like go through all of my horrible voice acting. It's deliberately horrible from like 2013 and put them in numerical order. Let's see. Let's see.
Now I'm thinking about like what DOF would be like if it was like in prose instead of script format ends.
There were some emails that were in prose format. Oh, actually, no. I have examples. Mahane's let's see. Dante's entry, Sky's entry, and Mahane's entry were all initially in prose format, and then
you're right.
And then there's like an Akuma backstory thing. Let me see if I can find it. Prescripts, maybe. No, okay, it's not there. Other plenties and backstory, maybe. Yes. Okay. Haha.
Ooh.
I twisted in my bonds. I could hear fighting going on and could only hope that it would end soon. I was tired. 2 years of being in this hell had left me half dead. Drail had caught me after I'd been bitten by some stupid snake. So now here I am, chained down in the middle on the floor by these heavy chains. Yeah. This part is about Akuma, and then there's other parts about other, like, there's a part about Akuma, there's a part about Drakenfear.
I keep forgetting that she has a brother named that. I mean,
and there's a part about Dradarius. Oh, and their nicknames are Drake and Dre.
that's not confusing.
Yeah, like watching Lucifer, and then trying to scold my son Lucius, who's in the room at the time. Lucius! Dre. Yeah. Akuma is probably the odd name out. Also, her middle name is Torina, but at one point she was going by Torin, which is her dad's name. That probably wasn't confusing at all, no. Mm-mm. And then Onion is also known as Kanan, but then is also known as Drake, but then there's another. Okay, so Kanan was Akuma's cousin who was a demon who infected the body of her brother Drake after Drake committed suicide. But then they're hosting another demon that lives in their body that controls them sometimes.
Wow.
Or maybe I was going to say, well, maybe I'm thinking of Japan, but no, I distinctly remember Onion having another demon host. And Onion, the name Orion was actually given to Kanan / Drake when they became a slave for Amber Ann, who is one of Alibrius' sisters, not to be confused with Ami Noiri. I'm sorry, Ami Noire, or God, what are his fucking sisters' names? Let's see, there's Streleda, Amber Ann, Ami Noire, let's see, Ember, let's see, I think I have it written down somewhere, in fact. In pins. Is it in pins? Yes. Okay. Nope. That's Akuma's family tree. Okay. All right. I thought I had, because he has like 12 sisters. Oh, Stoker Ray is in there somewhere. Oh yeah. Aminoide, Selena, Jakember, Time, Laura. There's also a part where Epiphany refers to Aminoide, refers to Ami as Amy. And I forgot to tell you, nope, that's someone different. Yeah. Who may or may not be based on Averna. Yeah. Oh, and then I have some things here. And then, let's see, the pin that I went to with Akuma's family, we have her father, Torin and Ziru, her mother, Melfina Delferin Daring and Ziru, Norie, her paternal grandfather, Marta, her paternal grandmother, who I thought was Onion's mother. Oh, well, maybe there's two Martas running around. Drakenfear brother, older brother, Dradarius younger brother, Jared, stepfather who is Torin's partner, different Serena, paternal half-sister. That's not going to be confusing at all. Goes by Rinny. Sky, paternal uncle. Dante, uncle Sky's partner. Damien, cousin, Dante and Sky's son. Kanan, cousin, Damien's partner. Oh. Okay. An Elybrius spouse, and then Elybrius's fucking disaster of a family tree. Akuma at one point said, I was born to the leader of the Inziru clan and Crown Prince Torin Inziru. He had 4 mates, 2 male and 2 female. Jansen was Drake's father. Melfina was my mother. Elsia, Ellsia, was Dre's mother. And Draven was Serena's father. Again, different Serena. And it's not at all confusing that one goes by Rini and the other one goes by Rini and Rena. Yep. Anyway. Let's see. Oops. But somehow they'd found their way back together again. Yeah, somehow. I'm sure his constant stalking had nothing to do with it. And now she couldn't picture her life without him in it. I should sing that in a minor key to emphasize that that's not necessarily romantic.
I'm sorry about your lack of imagination, Rebecca. I also have like this whole state of being ontological inertia problem, but
Once buffering.
okay.
I just forgot what the term is that Bryn used that one time. Okay.
Yeah. It's not very romantic. It's like it's just a thing.
God, what is it? Emotional object permanence. I lack emotional object permanence.
Mm.
Although to a lesser degree than Rebecca, because I kind of have an idea of what my life would be like if I hadn't had Lucius and moved out. And it would have just been more of the same of 2016 through 2020. I'm sorry, through 2018. And it would have gone on like a continuous downward spiral. But when I read my diary and I was like so in love with this person or that, I can't even imagine it anymore. Which is it's a borderline thing, and it might also have something to do with Rebecca. I had never felt this way. 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 Because she literally can't remember having felt that way.
Yeah. Oh gosh. It's like how
So,
sometimes I'll ask, "How are you?" 3 times in the space of a minute.
yeah, that I think you have that's a different thing going on though. That's not an emotional
Oh,
thing.
yeah, you're right.
I'm not talking about the writer forgot what she wrote 2 seconds ago and didn't bother to reread it. Or this person couldn't remember the last 5 seconds of conversation. I'm talking about this is 4 years ago I felt this way about this person and now I'm looking at it going like
But
sounds
why?
sounds fake but okay.
Mm.
Not but why cuz I have terrible judgment, but sounds fake but okay. Yeah, I'll just take my word for it, I guess.
Eh,
How is that possible? It was magical. Let's see, she couldn't picture her life without a minute. Stockholm syndrome, if we're being generous. Let's see. When that power ballad played out on the screen, Rebecca did cry. Tears escaped and ran down her cheeks as she squeezed Trent's hand tightly, leaning to rest her head against his shoulder. I guess he moved his head at some point in the. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, it's a whole movie.
It's a whole movie. And it's good to summarize it because I wasn't going to be like, and this scene did this, and this scene did that, and this scene did this, and this scene did that. So this is fine. Life was beautiful, and it could be just like in the movies, Trent reflected. Let's see. It's demon literacy hour. They're both demons, but Penrin's a demon mafia princess, and Desmoda's not. He had loved Rebecca since the moment he'd seen her, and though it had taken her a while to really see him, now here they were, committed to spending the rest of their lives together. Spoiler alert! I'm sorry. We'll get there. And actually, maybe it won't be like that because Bex and I, we haven't been writing as frequently as we used to, but we have made a little bit of progress since we started writing together again. We're taking it slowly though. We're doing one scene at a time. Like, one sec. Oh, I keep pausing this too. Life is beautiful. So, oh, you know what? It might work better if I just navigate to the group instead of the. Is Faustus even? Yes, Faustus is in that group. Yes. Oh, Kiara heart reacted in this image. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I needed her to fix her reply there. Yeah. Okay. So where we're at now is like here is where we last left off. We have spotlight on location, characters, and scene goals here.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we have spotlight on location, characters, scene goal, summary. And then she we're going to have to, I can reply to this, but we're going to have to put in some story glue. I'll have to prompt her about that later because I think I need to actually sit with her on VC and hold her hand through it. Not because there's anything necessarily wrong, just because it's been a long time and it's easier to just sit there rather than sending messages going back and forth and going, ping, did you get it? Ping, did you get it? Ping, did you get it? Anyway, we're just breaking it into smaller chunks. But anyway, he loved Rebecca's. He'd known this moment would come. He bought her this ring the day Valencia Perez had asked to meet him and kept it in a safe deposit box all this time. It was the most beautiful ring he'd ever seen, deserving only of the most beautiful woman in the world, gag me, with a design that referenced the most romantic movie from his childhood. That is a little self-inserty. There are probably more romantic movies than Titanic, but Trent is only a couple of years older than me, and I saw Titanic at a very formative age in theaters and decided it was the most romantic movie I'd ever seen at that point, and then just kind of stuck on that for a while, like over 10 years. So he brought Rebecca's hand to his lips and kissed. Life was perfect. And the reason he doesn't get a most escalating is superlative error is because he's always thought this. He doesn't like, oh, Serena's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Oh, Helena's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Oh, Rebecca's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Oh, Paula's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Doesn't do that, so. She turned and kissed his cheek, cuddling into him. This was so beautiful, and she relished every moment of it because she got to spend it with him. I love that band. Nathaniel dug into his food. It was dark in here.
You don't say.
He's on drugs, okay? It's not his fault. It is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not.
Next, he's going to be like, hey, wow, I don't think I've ever really looked at my hands like this.
Have you ever done that while high?
No, I've only read about it.
Have I done that while I was high next to you?
I don't think so.
I know I've done some pretty loopy stuff, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that one from TV.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of that 70s show. No one could see him except Kat, and besides, the food had been free to him, so why waste it? It tasted fairly good, he thought, and more than that, it was filling and reasonably healthy. He'd just double up on his workouts once his pain pills ran out, and he'd be fine.
Oh gosh, the eating disorder.
Nathaniel's actually an athlete. Otherwise, I would be like, oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll double up on the workout. Because I keep saying, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be more aggressive about working out, and then I don't. And then I get sick. And then I'm like, oh, my God, I can't move. I need to work out so I can move again. And then I get healthy, and I'm like, I don't want to move. And I'm like, oh, but I said I'd work out. You know, it's a cycle. He enjoyed the movie pretty well, watching it with casual interest until the first chase. This was cringe, and it was purely for plot convenience, just so you know, and I'm a little embarrassed about it. But Nathaniel did not look into the movie before. He did not do his fucking research. He's worse than Trent. Yep. He jumped slightly. One of the killers was his dead ringer for Trent. He shook his head and ate another forkful of food, wondering if he was imagining it. But no, the actor looked exactly like Trent. Same side part, same face, down to the damn dimples, same faux innocent smile, same holy crap, same body. Nathaniel leaned forward. Huh?
Is Trent a secret movie star?
No, no. But there is a phenomenon where every person has about 6 other people that look very close to them. You know, the identical stranger trope?
Oh, the whole doppelganger thing.
Yeah, and one of Trent's just happens to be an actor.
Okay.
Although, hopefully nobody takes this to imply, or hopefully nobody takes this as me intending to imply that the actual actor does porn, because he doesn't, as far as I know. Believe me, I looked everywhere. No, I mean, no, I'm kidding. Nathaniel leaned forward, his eyes glued to the screen, eating his food automatically without thinking about it. Whoa. He knew each person in the world had 6 close lookalikes.
Ah.
But helling damn. When that killer spoke, he even had a similar, slightly lisping voice. Fascinating and uncanny. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Nathaniel mouthed to himself. And I'm just going to put the god reacts here. I know that I don't really do this in this fic because it, like, Eden, the whole, like, hell, god, damnation thing is really out of place because of the verse it is. We don't have that issue here. But which god should I use?
Pikachu.
Gotachu? Okay. You got it. I'll see my way to the fun shape corner. Yeah, we don't usually do that, but it 3 in a row. I think it gets 1. Nathaniel mouthed himself, bringing a chicken wing to his mouth and realizing there was nothing left now but bone. Yeah, there is. Not Trent was an expert with a scalpel. He knew how to keep his victims on the brink of death without pushing them over. This was, oh God. Okay. You know what? You may have another. You may have another, sir. I can hear you munching, by the way.
Sorry.
The gratuitous, practically nude scenes. Not Trent swam like a fish, chasing his victims through the ocean tide, waiting for them to be exhausted, and then bringing them back to his base and carving them up. Was the actor a seal or something? No, Nathaniel! Yeah, I know. 10 minutes left. And the carving scenes. Oh, the carving scenes. Nathaniel felt his heart beating like a hammer and sweat pouring off of him as he watched. This is so real, so visceral. It was the first horror flick he'd seen in a long time that didn't rely on cheap tricks and jump scares. It did have a few jump scares, but they were tastefully executed and effective. One of the victims had more sense than the others and went straight to trying to seduce the killers while she was captured. And I thought of this like on the spot. The reason that the movies turned out to be dirty movies is because when it came time for me to reply, I was like, hey guys, what if? Nathaniel's eyes bugged out. He hadn't looked into this movie at all before buying the tickets. They were really, was this a horror porno? I am so sorry. I am so sorry, he whispered to Kat, his face on fire with shame. Same. Honestly, same. I had no idea. If you want to leave, that's entirely justified. The movie took a very unexpected turn, and Kat had to smirk at the fact that a guy that looks just like her brother is starring in a porno.
Uncomfortable. I would be, like, crawling out of my skin.
I would be like, we're leaving now. That guy looks... Nope, I'm not going to do this. Sorry, nope.
Yeah.
When she saw one of the actors looking a bit like her boss, of course, Bex at the time knew that this was her brother. Nathaniel didn't, and we wanted to keep it kind of a secret from the audience. That was both unfortunate and revealing as it drew her attention to the man at her side as the film went on. Nathaniel had been eating the food sent to him, thank God. Different God. But when that killer appeared on screen and his whole demeanor shifted, she ceased to exist to him. Let's see, Desmona, I can help with that. And she noted how his eyes were glued to the screen every time that particular killer made an appearance. Interesting. Well, it doesn't
How
mention
much
that.
does she know about what Trent did?
Huh?
How much does she know about what Trent did?
Well, let's see. There's a 9-year age difference, but on the other hand, she's his PA. Like, she's the person that he hired at age 16 above candidates who would actually attain some kind of office administration certification and lived in California. He hired his 16-year-old sister to work from home from Iowa.
No, I mean, how much does she know about what Trent did to Nathaniel?
Let's see. In other words, I can't think of a reason why he wouldn't have told her everything, but he also could have just, you know what, let me write that out.
I think the fact they're siblings is a plausible reason to not talk about like sex stuff. Like we talk about stuff because we do, but
No, I actually discussed this with somebody who has siblings that like, and she says that if they're close in, oh, they're not close in age. Never mind. Because she discusses, like, she would discuss sex stuff with her siblings, not like, hey, I raped this guy, but like, hey, is it normal if? So
yeah, I never talk about that stuff with my brothers ever.
hold on.
Okay, that's true.
I might actually lowercase that. If I could type. uh, like it's inside chat. I know we haven't quite gotten there. But inside chat, there have been times when he's just casually sat around naked and not, realized that it would bother his sister until she pointed it out.
Ah. Okay.
Let's see.
Point taken.
Yeah. Why do you ask how much she knows, though? Going back to your original point.
Oh. Well, because I feel like that would affect like what she's reading into this.
Okay, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, it's like if it's just like, oh hey, there's this guy my brother wants me to spy on. Oh hey, he seems weirdly fixated on the actor that looks just like my brother. That's weird.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
But if she knows what Trent actually did, I think the responsible thing would be to be like, yes, let's leave. Because
I'm sorry, the response something would be let's leave. What was the word?
responsible. Yeah. Because nobody wants their date to have a PTSD attack in the middle of the movie.
Okay. I will screenshot my commentary to you once I'm done typing it. Thank you for joining me, Huggles.
Thank you for having me. Love you. Huggles. Bye.
Meanwhile, I'm going to continue the stream. She's just not going to really be here. I just need to finish my thought here. Let's see. Okay.